forgot how much I look like I'm doing a pageant when I do my hair and makeup full out. I look like, I hope that we can end world hunger and bring about peace on earth for all who inhabit this beautiful place. Thank you so much. Miss Idaho, yes, yes.
Welcome to The Wall. Today we have a video loaded with controversy. We'll be listening to several modern women complaining, as usual, about men. We'll also explore what one girl claims to be the best contraceptive method in the world and delve into the double standards of this matriarchal society. We want you to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're chasing 150,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Thanks to those who support the project with their super chats and share their experiences in the comments. That's what makes this community grow. Turn on notifications so you don't miss a single video. All right, let's get started.
The most frustrating thing about men is the fact that they refuse to acknowledge when they are being flirted with.
It's more likely the case that instead of refusing to acknowledge that they're being flirted with, that they were just either completely unaware of it, or they were playing it safe. What exactly was the strategy that one used?
Oh, you're so handsome. And they just go... They look so confused to the point where you're like, they obviously want nothing to do with me. That's okay. Won't do that again.
Here's a better idea. Instead of trying to be subtle, why not just eliminate all possibilities for confusion and tell the guy that you're interested in him, that you're flirting with him, instead of expecting him to pick up on subtle cues which could easily be misinterpreted as a woman just being nice.
Later you find out they liked you the whole time, so... What?
So the moral of the story here is, it would have been better from the beginning just to be upfront and honest and let the guy know that you're interested in him. It would have saved everyone a lot of time.
As my sales professor used to say, he who speaks clearly never suffers from misunderstandings. If you like someone, tell them directly. There's no need to send mixed signals or play the mystery game. Speaking clearly increases your chances of success. The problem is that many women prefer to send subtle signals, expecting the man to decipher a secret code. Then, when he doesn't catch on or misinterprets it, they get frustrated and think, he's not interested in me. The reality is that most men aren't paying attention to those games. If you want something, say it. Speaking clearly eliminates confusion and saves both you and him time.
Okay, so I've been talking to a guy for literally a few months now. He went to Europe. We started talking, we had a great few dates, and then he left to go to Europe. And he was gone for 3 weeks, and we texted the entire time he was gone. He brought me gifts back from Europe. Ooh, that guy's cute. Brought me gifts back from Europe, okay? We've gone out like 3 times since he's been back from Europe. Last Thursday, I went to his house. He cooked me an entire chicken dinner. Like, so great, so sweet. We ate it like at his house overlooking the city, and we went swimming in his pool, and we played video games that he had downloaded for me, and he seemed super into me. He made this beautiful fire, and we cuddled in front of the fire, whatever. Okay? Then he's like, can I see you Sunday? Now remember, this is Thursday. And I was like, yeah, let's see each other Sunday. And he's like, okay, I'll text you about it tomorrow. And then he texts me the next day, but he's not saying like that we're going to do something. So I like hearted one of his messages because it wasn't really a question. I didn't know how to respond. Then Sunday comes around and I'm like, hey, we should go ice skating. I've really been wanting to go ice skating lately. Do you want to come? He was like, oh, I wish. My car got impounded, so I'm going to work on getting my car. I'm like, okay, I completely understand. Right? I'm like, I feel so bad. I feel terrible. He didn't respond to that. That's Sunday. It's now Thursday and we haven't talked at all. And we didn't go like a day without texting. And sorry, I'm parallel parking right now while I'm making a TikTok. So many talents. Anyway, we didn't go like a few days without talking. So am I getting ghosted? Am I getting ghosted?
Hey, bro. What? Oh my God!
Absence, anxiety, and uncertainty will always be your best allies. This guy is a clear Chad who played his cards perfectly. He has the perfect excuse of being European, which allows him to disappear without raising suspicion. First, he gave her the best date of her life, an incredible experience that made her feel special and loved. He left her with a memory she won't be able to forget. Then came the next move, the emotional roller coaster. He disappeared, creating absence and letting uncertainty work in his favor. Now she misses him, can't stop thinking about him, and wonders why he pulled away. It's a game that hooks her emotionally because it creates dependency. And while she's reflecting on all of this, by the way, recording TikToks while driving isn't just dangerous, it puts your life and the lives of others at risk.
Okay, so I've been talking to a guy for literally a few months now. I couldn't make this up if I tried. I have been ghosted, lied to, and played, and finally, he's reached back out. Hey babe, sorry I vanished. Had a family issue that brought down a Jenga tower of problems. Apologize to you with laser tag and margaritas this week. Okay, leading up to this, his car was fakely impounded, and he had COVID, supposedly. Go watch the previous video and then the updates after to be fully brought up, but I am so confused with what's going on. Why did he reach out suddenly after a week? Is this true? Was the impounded car a lie? I am so confused. I just flew to Ohio, so I'm with my family, and when his name pops up on my phone, my mom goes, "You got a text from blah, blah, blah," and I'm like, "What?" So I walked over, checked my phone, and visibly screamed. Like, audibly screamed. I'm so confused what's happening. I'm so confused. Somebody please tell me if this is fake, if you think he saw the video and now he's texting. What's going on? Please, please, please tell me what you think.
This is the problem with turning your life into a public soap opera on TikTok. Everyone knows what you think and feel, and that leaves you exposed. This girl has already fallen into the emotional roller coaster of the chat. No matter what he says, she'll give him another chance. Why? Because women act from emotion, not logic. He disappears, comes back with excuses, and she falls for it. The greater her interest, the bigger the discount she gives him. And now, she's in his hands.
Want to know what the best form of birth control is? It's not seeing the moms out there that have 3 kids that are like grocery shopping, because that right there, I'm like, whoa. I see those moms just doing daily activities, or I do my daily activities, and then I think, I'm like, what if I had a kid? What if I had to like provide for another human life and like take care of them and all these different things? That's when I know I'm like, okay, I'm not ready for kids. But you want to know the most powerful form of birth control? It's not the pills, it's not the IUD, it's not tracking your cycles, it's none of that. It's when your man gets a common fucking cold. You guys, I have to get out of the house. I can't do it. I love my man. I love him so much. He's such a kind and gentle soul. And you know, I kind of love when he gets sick. 'Cause it's always like the first responders, the manly men that are like, they see the craziest stuff and they're so manly, and then they get sick and they come to you and you're like, they're like, "Mommy, help me." And you're like, "Oh, I'm here, baby. I got you. Like, let me give you Dayquil, NyQuil. Let me give you all the things you need. And I got pho for him last night." Like, I love taking care of him. I love seeing that side of him. But you would think that this man, like to a certain extent, right? Because you would think that this man is fighting off bronchitis, pneumonia, the stomach flu, and some other kind of like bacterial infection at the same time, when he's just a little stuffed up. Which is, you know what? It sucks. It sucks. And I hate being sick. I hate when I'm a little bit sick too. I'm like, I might as well just be knocked out. You know, being a little sick sometimes sucks. But I'm like, sir, it's going to be okay. But the way that he's acting, you would think that we're dealing with some kind of like horrific sickness in my house. And you want to know what the worst part is that set him over the edge? Is when I told him yesterday, I was like, "Listen, buddy, you're sick. You're getting worse by the hour. You probably are going to miss your tea time tomorrow with the boys." You guys probably, I don't know if anybody lives in Nashville is local. If you heard some kind of like World War III starting, that was just us. That's the Rudy Piniella household. Okay. He lost it. He was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean I'm going to miss my tea time tomorrow?" I said, "Sir, you're sick. Like, you're not going to be able to, like, if you go tomorrow, you're going to be sick for the next week. But if you rest tomorrow, you'll probably beat it within the next 24 to 48 hours and you'll be good to go." He literally was devastated to hear that, which I understand, because this is like his one day of the week where he can go out with the boys. He was excited. He planned it all week. Like, I totally understand. And I was excited for him to get out of the house too, because you guys know that I love my alone time. Like, I've got my spicy book that I have to finish. But, I'm like, wait, hold on. Let me think about this whole scenario this past week. And I was supposed to be alone most of the weekend. And now I've been taking care of my man, which I love to do. Again, I love it. I love it. But now I'm like, okay, yeah, definitely not ready for kids for the next 5 years. I can't do it. I can't do it. Stay single, friends.
This is exactly what Kevin Samuels, may he rest in peace, used to talk about. Showing weakness as a man is a very fine line in a relationship. Women say they want to see your emotional side, but when you face a real problem or fall ill, many don't want to deal with it and prefer to walk away. Not all women are like this, but it happens more often than they're willing to admit. That's why I always tell men, Be strong in your boundaries and gentle in your needs. Test your partner with small acts of service to see how she reacts. A woman connects with her feminine energy when she helps her man, but those small tests also show you who you're dealing with. If she fails at something simple, like taking care of you when you're sick, don't expect her to be there when bigger problems come. And trust me, in life, the big problems always come.
Why is it that so many women can't help but be hypocritical? This is a French pole vaulter who missed out on an Olympic medal because even though he cleared the bar, he barely knocked it off with his and that moment went viral for a couple of reasons. First, because people found it funny, but second, because a lot of women had some interesting things to say about it. French diver, French swimmer, French vaulter, I see what's going on here. Can't wait for my trip to Paris in September. He lost his dream, but he's every girl's dream. I might need to date a French guy. He's still a winner in my eyes. His manhood deserves a medal. Aren't these the same women who, if the roles were reversed and a girl's tits hit the bar, would be calling the male commenters predatory, misogynistic, dehumanizing? This is where so many women lose the thread. This can't be a rules for thee but not for me situation. You don't get to hold people to a different standard than you hold yourself. You want to have a laugh or say what everyone's thinking? Fine. Just don't get your panties in a bunch when men do it.
Oh, it's funny because it's true.
Men will always be accused of being misogynistic, but the sexualization of women today knows no limits. Take the case of the girl who slept with 101 men, and yet women portray her as innocent while blaming men for everything. Where's the logic in that? We live in a world where, no matter what a woman does, she will always be seen as the victim. Some have accounts on blue apps, calling themselves models or businesswomen, but the double standards are everywhere. Tomorrow, you'll see a woman in tight clothing at the gym, recording a guy without his consent, and he's immediately labeled creepy or a predator. No matter what a woman does, the blame always falls on men. That's the reality of this modern matriarchy. The double standards of this society, brothers.
It's this. The way that one of my exes used to be so jealous and intimidated when a man would hit on me, but did not see women as a threat, was so enraging. Because I'm like, I would leave you for a woman, right? That is an equal possibility. He'd love to say that I wasn't bi. He would just be like, but you're not really bi though. Those men are the problem.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll see a woman warning young women not to accept coffee dates, arguing that they aren't worthy of them. On the other hand, another woman defends these kinds of simple yet authentic encounters, only to receive a blunt response: coffee dates are for low-value men. We want you to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're aiming for 150,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Thanks to those who support the project with their super chats and share their experiences in the comments. That's what helps this community grow. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos. Now, let's get started.
I will never understand why people bash coffee dates as first dates as bad dates. I think coffee dates are literally the best first date. Number one, it's casual. And you're like, oh my gosh, but I want dinner and I want drinks and I want him to spend more money on me. Then that's okay. That's your thing. I don't give a fuck what a man spends on me for a first date. Mind you, I am taken. And guess what? Me and my boyfriend's first date was pickleball. He spent no money. Okay. And it was an hour and a half. It was perfect. But anyways, let's get back to coffee dates. Okay. Number one, no, he's not spending a lot of money on you. Who cares? Okay. Your first date should be just getting to know them. Okay. You don't know this person. You should be seeing if there's a vibe. Another great thing about coffee dates is it can be 30 minutes if it's not there, if you don't like this man, or it can be 3 hours. You can sit and chat or go on a walk or do whatever. I think that's amazing. I think there's no alcohol involved, which a lot of girls go on first dates and they get a little tipsy, and I think you confuse the fact that you like him because you were tipsy and you always have a good time. Whereas coffee, it's like middle of the day, morning. I think what a better way. There is no better way to like see if you actually get along. Like, it is so easy to be a little bit intoxicated and get along with somebody, you know? And some people say that it's bulk dating because, yeah, it's cheap and this man could be going on a lot of coffee dates. Great. Like, I would want the man I'm seeing to be actively dating. You know, like if he's looking for a girlfriend, he should be going on dates. I think that's a wonderful thing. I don't understand the issue with coffee dates. At this point, there's mini golf, there's sporting events, there's dinner, there's drinks, there's coffee. Like if you think it's easy for him to just do coffee, like Okay, he could have said dinner. Like, dates are dates at this point. Like, there's only so many things you can pick from. So, like, what's the real issue with coffee dates?
Coffee dates are ideal as a first option because they combine the formal with the informal. You don't need to get overly dressed up or have the man spend a lot of money. The point is simple: to get to know each other, talk, and see if there's chemistry. It's the perfect scenario to decide if it's worth investing time in a second date. Now, by the second or third date, it's logical for the man to raise the stakes. He'll take you to a more special place or plan something that shows greater interest. But the first date is just about gauging the connection, nothing more. If there's no spark, it's over quickly, 15 minutes, and that's it. Avoiding the commitment of spending 2 hours having dinner with someone you're not into. It also avoids drama, like someone standing you up or the awkwardness of someone using the date just to take pictures where you're not even in them. Coffee is straightforward, practical, and hassle-free. And if that's not good enough for you, the problem might not be the date, but rather the unrealistic expectations you have.
So you really decided to take me out on a date to Subway?
Yes.
Do you not have money for something nicer? I thought we were gonna go do something else, not this.
I do have money. I just don't have high faith in you.
Seems like his faith was right. Because why the hell are you worried about how much money he has?
Why would you say that?
I feel like you're in it for the money and not for me.
Of course I'm in it for the money.
See, that's why I brought you to Subway.
This is your cue to exit stage left. Hell. Subway got some good ass food.
See what your true character was.
You wanted to see what my true character was by taking me to a rundown fucking place like this. I got dressed this morning. I got up and I got ready and I took a shower and I did all the basics just to come somewhere nicer. I thought we were gonna go to Red Lobster, get margaritas.
That's the best idea ever. So you mean to tell me you don't do the basics daily?
Do something other than this. And you use the app.
I'm sorry, honey. I just did not have high...
You live by yourself.
Yes, I do.
And where do you work?
Papa John's.
That makes sense of why we would come here. Let me guess, you're a delivery driver?
Yes.
Pitiful.
And let me guess. You're dependent on a man so that you can experience Red Lobster. Pitiful.
How old are you again?
I'm 22.
And you wanted to date me?
Yes.
You know, I don't think you should be worried about dating. I think you should be worried about your light bill. Because clearly you couldn't take me somewhere nicer, so I'm not interested.
Girl, bye. You had the address before you went. You know you wanted a damn sub.
Well, sucks for you.
Really work at fucking Papa John's.
Because I would have give you anything you wanted.
But a date to Subway, huh?
Now that's what matters. You little ungrateful gold digger.
I gotta test
You know,
the
that
water.
really proves to me how much you wanted me and how much you valued my time.
I wanted to get to know you. Why does it matter where I take you? I don't have to take you to a steakhouse just to get to know you.
Stop it. Get some help.
This woman wasn't grateful, not even if she were taken to the best place in the city. Her attitude made it clear that no matter where she was taken, at the end of the night, she wouldn't be interested in him. Now, I have 2 points to make about this. When a man asks a woman out on a date, it's because he's interested. Back in my day, dates were simpler. Maybe a coffee at a nice cafe, because the goal was to get to know each other and have a good time. But today, taking someone to a fast food chain seems like a recipe for failure. What this woman did is inexcusable. If you don't like the place, you've got 2 legs to walk away. But recording the man, humiliating him on social media, and trying to make him look like a loser says more about her than about him. Because, let's be honest, does she have a job that could pay for the places she's demanding? And if you put in so much effort to look good, what exactly were you expecting? To give him intimacy that night in exchange for a 5-star restaurant? or just to take a picture in a place you can't afford yourself.
I will never understand why people bash coffee dates as first dates as bad dates.
Let me explain why I think a coffee date is not a great option for a first date, and it's not really a lot to do about the money. When a man asks you out to have coffee, usually that means that he's not very serious, he doesn't know what he wants, or he doesn't really think you're it. But he's happy to meet up and let's see what happens, go with the flow type of a vibe. Now, if that's your vibe, then cool, go have coffee. But I think what happens is a lot of women are actually looking for something serious. And when they go on a coffee date with a guy and things kind of go okay, the guy sort of decides to stick around and they start having a relationship, they tend to end up disappointed. Either this guy, he's not really the guy who makes an effort, buys flowers for no reason, remembers your birthday, and takes you out on nice elaborate dates. Or he ends up being the guy that you live with for 5 years and he never ends up proposing. The pipeline is real. And the reason is that he started out wishy-washy in the first place. He wasn't thinking, I know exactly what I want, and then when he saw you, he thought, you are my dream girl, and I need to pursue you because you are the one that I want to marry. He's very unlikely to be the guy that after 6 months will start shopping for engagement rings and planning an elaborate proposal. He was never bringing that energy from the beginning. And I always say, start as you intend to continue. So why would you think that this guy who's just asking you out to have coffee is going to bring that sort of energy later in the relationship? And see, this is the problem. It's about a mismatch or misaligned expectations when it comes to romance and making an effort in a relationship. So if you're the kind of girl who just likes to play it cool and not really have any true sense of romance from a man, then go ahead, have a coffee with him. But if you're looking for a man who's going to make an effort, do all those romantic gestures that most women like, then the coffee date really isn't for you. So ladies, don't go on a coffee date expecting to turn this guy into the Prince Charming romantic man of your dreams by showing him just what a great girlfriend you are, because that's never going to work. Now, do with that information whatever you want.
The problem with the modern woman is that everything has to carry a deeper meaning. A coffee date is just that. An opportunity to get to know each other, talk, and see if there's a connection. It's not a life commitment or a declaration of intent. Now, if the second or third date is also just coffee, then it could indeed be interpreted as a lack of interest or effort from the man. From the masculine polarity, the man leads and proposes, but the woman must also contribute her feminine energy for the date to be a positive experience. Drawing drastic conclusions from a first date where you're barely getting to know the other person is simply absurd. Moreover, there are men in the top 20% who invest in expensive dates just to get one night and then disappear. These men aren't looking for an emotional connection, just fleeting fun. So dismissing a coffee date for not being enough overlooks the fact that, many times, what's simple and authentic is worth far more than what's flashy and hollow.
So how should you decline a coffee date without coming off as entitled or rude in some way? Now, before anyone says anything, this is not a debate about whether or not you should go for coffee. I did another video on my opinion on coffee dates, which if you click on the comment, it will take you there. So if you want to watch it, you can. But, if you as a woman just love coffee dates, if that is what brings you joy and lights you up, then go on a coffee date, I don't care. But if you are, like many women, tired of these sort of low effort, waste of time dates from men who are just clearly casting out a really wide net and are just not interested in getting to know you or putting in any effort and just want to see who they can pick up easily, then I'm going to suggest 2 ways for you to say no to a coffee date in an elegant and not very rude way. The first is the direct approach. So if a guy says to you, would you like to grab a coffee sometime or something to that effect, you might say, oh, look, I'd really love to catch up with you, or I'd really love to see you, but, and then you can give a reason why you don't really like coffee. So it might be just that you don't like drinking coffee, or you only have coffee first thing in the morning. Or my favorite is I always go out for coffee with colleagues and with clients, and coffee's just become so strongly associated with work for me that it's not really a fun vibe anymore. Would it be okay if we did something a little bit more interesting, or something to that effect? Essentially, you're trying to get across that coffee is just not something that you actually enjoy doing, like going and grabbing a coffee with a person is kind of something that doesn't interest you, you wouldn't enjoy it, it's not a vibe that you're feeling at the moment. And if a guy really likes you and he's in the mode of like wanting to impress you, he will be more than happy to just suggest some other activity or something else that you guys can do together that might be more interesting and more fun for you. If, however, he gets funny about, why you don't want to have coffee, and if he makes any reference to money as a factor, like suggesting that, you're a gold digger, or that you only want to go out with men who spend a lot of money on you, like, no, just cut him off, block, because at that point, like, he's the one who's made it weird, not you.
When a man suggests a coffee date, the intention is simple: to get to know each other in a relaxed, low-pressure setting. But, as we know, some women tend to overanalyze. They think that an inexpensive first date equates to little interest or effort, when in reality, coffee is a practical way to gauge compatibility. Now, it's clear there are cases where an expensive date is just meant to impress. Some men, particularly players, use their wallets to take women to places they themselves couldn't afford. The goal, then, is obvious: to secure one night and then vanish. Paradoxically, this is what many of these women won't admit. The price of that grand experience often comes with an empty connection. If they can't see this as a red flag, perhaps the problem isn't the coffee date, but the unrealistic expectations they hold.
It's perfectly rational and normal to say, like, yeah, let's catch up, but, like, do you mind if we do something else? I would say that to friends. It's not a big deal. And if he makes a big deal about it, then he has a chip on his shoulder, and you should not be meeting up with this man. The second approach that I would propose is a very indirect approach, and one that I actually used most when I was young and dating, and actually just completely by accident. And that is that if a man suggested to go have coffee, I would simply say, like, I would love to meet up with you. When were you thinking? And then it just so happened that I was only ever available to catch up on Friday night or Saturday night. And nobody is going out for coffee on Friday night or Saturday night. So inevitably, if he wanted to see me, he would have to do something more sort of Friday or Saturday night appropriate, which usually meant going out for a drink or a meal or something like that. Because the truth was, I actually was busy back when I was single. I was working, Monday to Friday. Then after work, I had various classes that I participated in. So I had a ballet class, I had a singing class, and there were a couple classes at the gym that I really liked. And so that was pretty much sort of my weekdays. And then weekends, it was a Saturday morning yoga class that I liked. I liked to go to the market, the farmer's market. I liked to do my shopping. I liked to do my meal prepping. So I didn't have that much time outside of Friday and Saturday night for socializing anyway. While, of course, for important events, I would move things around if necessary, I wasn't going to go moving things around for a guy I didn't really know just so I could go grab a coffee with him. So usually it would go something like, let's go grab a coffee, and I'd be like, okay, yeah, like, it'd be great to meet up, but, like, when were you thinking? And then he would say something like, I don't know, Saturday, what are you doing Saturday or Sunday or something? And I'd be like, well, actually I'm doing this, that, and the other. I'm really quite busy during the day, but I am free around dinner time, or like around 5 or after this time. And then either they would be up for it or they wouldn't. And most of the time they would be like, okay, cool. Well, instead of coffee, why don't we go to this nice wine bar and have a couple of drinks? They also do tapas if you're hungry or something like that. And it wouldn't be a big deal at all. I don't ever recall a man getting weird about it. Now, I don't know if things have changed now, but if they do get weird about it, it's like, well, it's not your fault that you're not free when he wants to see you. And if he doesn't want to see you when you are free because, he might actually have to make more of an effort because now it's the evening, then You don't want to see him anyway. And again, you avoided being rude, and really, if he's the one getting weird about it, and then he's being rude. So, no loss on your part there. I don't know, that's just what I think. You guys let me know in the comments how you would say no to a coffee date.
When I used to go on dates, I always opted to say something like, "I know a nice place I'd like to show you." It's a way to lead without being imposing, creating curiosity and anticipation. While some in the red pill community insist on sticking strictly to coffee, I believe this advice can fall flat if you don't know how to balance it. The trick is to avoid extremes, neither an expensive spot nor a fast food chain. The idea is always for the date to be an enjoyable experience, but without excess. Back in my day, there was no Google to find the best places. What we did was explore with friends, look for affordable but cozy spots, and take note of the menus. Brothers, leading a date doesn't just mean choosing the location. It also means thinking about the flow of the evening. Picking a spot near a boardwalk, a beach, or a bowling alley opens up options to extend the date if things go well. And at the end, with confidence, you can invite her to come back to your place. Dressing well, being presentable, and mastering conversations with open-ended questions are key. This not only fosters a connection, but also increases your chances of success. You might not achieve everything on a first date, but a kiss or a gesture of interest are signs you're on the right track. Remember, control and direction are always in the hands of a man who knows what he wants.
This is me before therapy. Plot twist, I made my therapist cry. Does this mean like I won therapy? I didn't cry the whole time, but she cried. So, I don't really know what to do with this information. I'll see her again in 2 weeks.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll see a woman talk about the 4 phases that, according to her, women go through each month, and you can probably guess where this is going. Plus, we'll witness how a wife gets upset because her husband solved a task she gave him effortlessly and without any drama. We want you to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're chasing 150,000 subscribers before the end of the year. We're grateful to those who support the project with their super chat and share their experiences in the comments. That's what makes this community grow. Turn on notifications so you don't miss a single video. All right, let's get started.
The men still don't understand that women are 4 different people every month. And it's not even our fault. If you want to enjoy your life a whole lot more, learn this. Because it will change your whole dang life. Women have 4 different personalities because there are 4 weeks in a month and 4 different hormonal changes. One is the follicle. I don't know how to freaking say it. She just got off her period. She's more independent, outgoing. This is where I get an entire month's work done in 7 days. I'm really positive and I'm having the best day ever. Week 2 is ovulation. This is when we are most likely to get pregnant. Also when our body really wants to get pregnant. I also like to be alone more. Maybe that's just me. Week 3, we become a witch of a person. You will do nothing wrong, but I freaking hate you. If you couldn't tell, that is exactly the hormonal week I'm in right now. I want to punch someone in the face for literally no reason. Finally, week 4, you're bleeding, and all you want is cuddles and flowers and chocolates, and you better do it. So the next time you call your girlfriend crazy, don't you freaking dare. Because it's not her fault that her body is 4 different people. Now you know how to track the freaking cycle. You're welcome. Love you.
The problem isn't that she says they're 4 people in one body. The real problem is having to deal with those 4 personalities every month. Many women complain about men, but let's be honest, being their boyfriend or husband is a full-time job and without pay. There are women who know they're unbearable, and they even admit it themselves, but they still expect you to have infinite patience to put up with them. The ironic part is that they're always saying, men don't connect with their emotions. But how are we supposed to when we're busy managing theirs, which are all over the place? It's simple. Masculine energy is peace, and feminine energy is chaos. And that dynamic explains why we react pragmatically instead of emotionally. Someone has to maintain the balance, right?
A husband boarded his flight and left his wife when she insisted on getting Starbucks at the airport. In a Reddit post, the husband explained that he and his wife are going to visit his 21-year-old daughter who was at college. The couple usually visits her a couple times a semester, but they live on the West Coast and her school is on the East Coast. The husband says that he is very type A, but his wife, who's the daughter's stepmother, is the complete opposite and has a very go-with-the-flow attitude. The couple managed to make the first flight on their journey, but things fell apart when it came to their connecting flight. They got to the terminal and had about 15 minutes before the last leg of their journey. The wife wanted coffee and the husband offered to get it from the market right next to their gate. But she insisted on going to Starbucks, which was on the other side of the airport. He told her that she didn't have enough time, but she didn't care and went anyways. As they were boarding, he called her 4 times to ask where she was, and she finally answered on the 4th call saying that she was on her way to the terminal and that the Starbucks line was long. After the gate attendant said they couldn't hold the flight, the man went and boarded the plane, straight up leaving his wife behind. He told her to buy a ticket for the next flight and that he'd see her when she arrived at the stepdaughter school. But this wife had nothing to say to her husband. After a week of the silent treatment, she told him that it was wrong for him to have boarded the flight and let her go on a separate flight. But ultimately, the wife is responsible for her own actions and time management. The husband also has a responsibility to be there for his daughter when he says he'll be there. The wife was only thinking about herself in this situation when she made him decide between her and his child when she decided that coffee was more important. Who do you think was wrong in this situation?
This is a clear case of victimhood disguised as manipulation. This woman knew perfectly well that if she went for the coffee, the man would miss the flight. It wasn't about the coffee. It was about forcing the "who do you love more, your daughter or me?" dynamic. It's something we've always said. Women don't have friends, they have competition, and in this case, she's competing for the man's attention against his own daughter. The man did the right thing. He stood firm in his boundaries. He warned her that she might miss the flight if she insisted on going to the Starbucks on the other side of the airport. When she made her decision, he made his, and he got on the plane. His priority was to fulfill his commitment to his daughter, not to deal with his wife's lack of responsibility. It's not out of the question that she may have wanted to miss the flight intentionally. She could use it as an excuse to meet up with someone else or as emotional leverage later on, claiming that she's hurt and offended. These days, nothing is surprising. What's certain is that her selfishness was made clear. This wasn't about coffee, it was about priorities. And this man showed that his are exactly where they should be.
This question is for the men. Why are you so dramatic? So dramatic when we ask to do a simple task around the house. This goes out to the husbands. Men, husbands. I ask my husband, can you sweep and mop? Please, I'll do the bathrooms. He said, no problem. I was like, speechless. He didn't fight me on it. 4 days later, this shows up.
This is just like a man, and I don't mean that in any sort of negative tone. I mean that in a very good tone. Because men are logical thinkers, and they're really good at coming up with good solutions. So honestly, I don't see any drama going on here. I just see a whole lot of logical thinking from a very smart man that likes to work smarter, not harder.
The problem here is clear. She wanted a fight. She needed drama. But this man played his cards masterfully. She asked him to clean the floor every day. And with all the calm in the world, he said, "Perfect, then you take care of the bathrooms." That's called playing smart, not hard. This man deserves a cold beer for applying simple, effective logic. What really bothers her is that he found a way to do less work without breaking the agreement. Meanwhile, she has no way to escape the task of cleaning the bathrooms. As Bill Gates once said, hire a lazy person to do a difficult job because they'll find the easiest way to do it. This man isn't lazy, he's a strategist. And what really upsets her isn't the lack of effort, but the fact that he won the game without making a fuss.
No hate to the person who left this comment, but when you do online dating and you meet idiots, you get this all the time. People will say, oh, you have to get off the dating apps, they're terrible, start meeting men in real life. Well, let me tell ya, the men in real life are not much better. The last guy that asked for my number, I met him at the gym, we were texting for like a week, and then I got a message from an unknown number that said, Why have I just found your number in my boyfriend's phone then? And it turns out the guy was on holiday with his long-term girlfriend and their 3 children. And I met him at the gym. And then the last guy that I ever went on a date with, my friend set me up with him. So it was like a real life blind date. And we went to the cinema on a first date. Wouldn't advise that. And he tried touching me here, here and here when we hadn't even kissed and hadn't even had a cuddle. So yeah, just because you meet a guy in real life does not mean he's going to be any better than the men on the apps, unfortunately.
Well, there are 2 options here. Either you're unlucky or you have a thing for chads. As Albert Einstein said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. If dating apps aren't working for you, and neither are the men you meet in real life, why not change your strategy? Instead of waiting to be chosen, take the initiative. Approach the man you find attractive or who has the qualities you're looking for. The stats don't lie. 1 in 3 times, when a woman takes the initiative, it works. And maybe that's the sign you need to stop chasing the unreachable Chad and consider an average man. Sometimes, the ordinary guy can offer you what those other men never will.
I cannot stand, and I'm going to hold your hand when I say this, men engineers. And I mean that with my full chest. I don't know if you don't want to listen to me because I'm a woman. I don't know if you don't want to listen to me because I'm younger than you. I don't know if you're just actually that bad at your job. But I am sick of going into meetings where I have to defend the data I already gave you. Like the data I gave you on May 24th that I said, hey, this isn't going to work. And then on May 28th, hey, this isn't going to work. And then on June 12th, hey, by the way, are we going to fix this? This isn't going to work. And then again on July 8th. And then all of a sudden we get to this week and your flabbers gasted. Timbers shivered because your shit doesn't work. And then I have to go into this meeting and say, you knew that. I told you that. And I have all of these receipts. No wonder it doesn't work. This is not a surprise. Don't bring me in these meetings. I told you.
Oh, hell no!
This is why men no longer want to work with modern women, especially those sporting the infamous nose ring. This type of woman enters male-dominated fields wanting to change the entire dynamic, not to adapt, but to impose her own rules. That's why more and more men are choosing to leave offices full of women. There's no worse experience than having a boss who's single, feminist, and bad-tempered. These women don't seek to lead, they seek to control. And when their strategy fails, the blame always falls on the men. Masculine energy seeks results, not endless debates. That's why many men choose to move to environments where the focus is on efficiency, not drama. Welcome to the wall. Today, we'll see how a 4-year relationship falls apart when a man, in an act of trust, gives his partner his password to use his computer. She takes advantage of that trust to check his messages, and what ends up happening is something she never expected. We want you to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're aiming for 150,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Thanks to everyone who supports the project with their super chats and shares their experiences in the comments. That's what makes this community grow. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos. All right, let's get started.
Let me just take my reaction right now. I'm shaking. I feel like I'm going to puke. at my boyfriend's house. And I'm looking at his text messages on his computer. I'm shaking. I don't know. 2022. Mind you, we were together. I'm home. 8:15 p.m. Thanks for letting me hang. Thank you for welcome for it. What? What are you talking about? So my boyfriend is camera will be shaking from here on out. I had to take him to work because my car's in the shop, so I took his truck, and so I'm like, this is the only time I can ever do this. He actually gave me the password to his computer, and I'm looking at the messages, and I can tell that there's some that are like redacted or he had gone through maybe on his phone, and because the conversations don't flow. But I don't think he knows that. I don't know if he knows that you can see text on computer, like. But so, okay, let me show you this. I am shaking like an absolute dog. All right, so we're still in 2022. Sends pictures, him and his child. There's a picture of her in the shower with her fingers up with the peace sign. I hate you sometimes. I only know the first two. I'm like, this conversation doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? So you do, what the, what? And this is how clumsy I'm feeling. Love this for me. But it's black coffee, just no creamer, so I'm good. I'm not cold, but my teeth are chattering. It's the lack of conversation. It's the lack of flow of conversation that's a huge red flag. I'd love to hear if anybody else. I'm like shaking that he's gonna pull up in his cruiser. He knows I'm on his computer. He gave me his password. Like that's where I'm like, I just don't know. I am feeling that kind of anxious stomach flip. So stay tuned. Okay, just saw this. September 2022. Thanks for coming to visit. Means a lot. Of course, always nice seeing you. There he is with her baby. I'm not trying to show the baby. I'm seeing, so, okay. This is at 6 a.m. Are you awake? Headed over for a little bit. That's like, I just woke up. Cool to see you in 30. What? So, like, he just got out of work. I think he was probably working. He must have been working night shift. I don't know what I'm like, is she a Marine? Is she a friend he's from California, and I don't know if she's like a childhood friend, because I did see a picture of her and she looks like she's his age. So I'm 11 years younger than him, so I can tell a difference, not even being rude or anything about her at all. But I'm like, where is this relationship? Where did this come from? I'd love to see the calling history, but his FaceTime, that is not accessible. That needs to be signed in with iCloud.
The first problem here is clear. She's snooping through her boyfriend's computer. And while we could say this is already a red flag, it's justified because she found something suspicious. Let's be honest, anyone who sees a strange message on their partner's computer or phone is going to feel curious enough to investigate. Up to this point, her reaction is more emotional than logical, but let's continue with the story because there's still more to uncover.
And I can't get to that. This is an interesting comment by her. Your sexual jokes, sexual jokes make me uncomfortable. I'm so not into that. Blah, 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 blah. This whole long ass conversation. Dude, I'm so sorry. No more. I know that's not your intention. I wanted to tell you. You're healing as much, if not more, than me. I'm just in a position of life that I'm just existing and lost. Your great friend confiding has really helped. Almost tarnished, blah, blah, blah. Reminds me of grooming and breaking. What are you talking about? Subconsciously, I think there might be something more. I said, maybe. I'm too damaged by my own. What are you talking? Last thing I want from me to you is to make you feel uncomfortable. I don't know. Disappointed. Honestly, I'm not sure if it's a good idea to come over this week. I don't think I'm in a healthy space for me to spend time with friends of the opposite gender, even if it is platonic. Bitch, you have a girlfriend. Excuse my language, but what are you talking about? Guys, somebody just took a shower and almost got erect, but he deflated. I'm sorry to hear that. It's whatever. That I got a rando, probably been a while. Might have a wet dream. It's happened, especially when I don't clean the pipes. It's not that I can't get, like, I'm pretty sure we were having intercourse at this time. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's also, okay, so this is good too. Holy crap, hold on. I think you were meant to have a daughter at some point. I wish someday. No, ship sailed. LOL, you're not dead. And if you and Amber is his wife that he is still married to and separated from. You and Amber fix things, or you find another partner. It's possible. She don't know. So I don't got a problem with this girl. She didn't do nothing. I don't got a problem with her. I'm gonna say that. It's so funny because all of the pictures he sends her that are just like, just sending pictures, whatever. Haven't seen any inappropriate ones yet, but I've received all of those over text as well. I think I'm actually gonna throw up. I gotta eat something. I don't think I can stand up. Oof. What the frick? You look like a whole ass snack with zero context. Like, what? I have all day to do this, and I will. Because he's working till midnight, but he is coming back over to the house for like a brief period because he has to grab something out of his truck for work. I am feeling just about how you could expect. I don't even know. I don't know why I'm taping this. I don't know why I'm doing this. I feel very alone and isolated right now. And I thought if I take a video and I try to I'm literally doing this. This is like live action. I just can't. Life is hard enough. Why treat your partner like this? I can't. Oh my gosh.
That's silly. Also, I'm having a girls' night, so I'm staying in Dearborn tonight, and then I don't know what time I'll be back tomorrow morning. Probably by 10. But give or take, depends on how hungover and not in a great mood I am. So, yeah, my parents are watching the baby. Okay, bye.
They are like constantly FaceTiming. That was just a voice message that somehow I was able to play. I'm freaking out that he's gonna get notified on his phone that I played it or something. I don't know. But I'm on the verge of puking my guts out. And we're almost to 10 minutes on TikTok. Guess I have to make a part 2.
This woman is clearly in shock, and it's no wonder. The guy is a textbook player, a classic Chad. Among the professions with the highest rates of infidelity are police officers, and this one doesn't seem to be an exception. What started as a simple friendship has now become something much more intimate. Basically, he's wooing the other woman. When someone starts giving emotional access to another person, it's because what they have at home is no longer satisfying them. And that's where Chad comes in. He always takes advantage of the cracks in a relationship. He doesn't forgive, nor does he waste time. But let's keep going, because this story still has more to unravel.
Part 3 of trying not to vomit, looking at my boyfriend's texts on his computer and hoping he doesn't pull up in the driveway. I have reached the end of him and this female's conversation. It appears that she did get a boyfriend, and they have sporadically spoken over the last 6 to 9 months. The conversation is very choppy and doesn't make any sense. But he did last text. It appears they called and spoke on the phone on Friday. Today is Tuesday. On Friday, I'll call you back. I'm going to shower. Okay, whatever. I'm sorry, my phone died. It needs to be on the charge. So 10:54 p.m. Can we talk later? Really great to talk to you, though. I've missed catching up. Same good night, blah, blah, blah. Night. Stupid ass smiley face. I am, so there is a female that I know, in leadership at this specific law enforcement agency. I do not know if she is bisexual, lesbian, straight. I feel like I've heard potentially that she is interested in females. I need to confirm though, because I'm about to show you their text messages and say something about it. I've had something in the microwave for like 2 hours, but I haven't got up to get it. So what I'm about to show you, if she is a straight heterosexual female, and they're not joking around, he definitely has been having sex. There's no doubt about it. So here we go. I am eating so I don't pass out. What is the date? What is the date? What is the date? Hold on, guys. Hold on. April 12th, 2023. I've been thinking a lot about you. Okay, what? Okay, this isn't what I want. Photo. This is an old photo, by the way. I want to wake up to that. LOL, you're sweet. I like your grandma. I like your butt. What butt? Oh, it's there. Barely. Giving yourself credit is question. How touchy are you with your girlfriend out of 10? Touchy? When I'm dating, very. When you're not, yeah, she moved to St. Louis. Your ex-wife? Nay. Who? I was dating a nurse. Me. What if you're not dating? Still touchy. I like. Yeah, I wasn't joking about hopping the desk. You never visited me. I waited. Won't be at work. I'm not getting you in trouble. I don't like me being a supervisor. I agree. Well, not much I can do. Are you allowed to fraternize with your employees, your employees that are younger than you? We were together during that time. We were together in April. He drove with me to St. Louis, March 31st from Michigan. Stayed there with me 4 or 5 nights. This is a week later. We were full blown back together. Not even joking right now. I got a whole scandal on my case right now. We got a scandal on the case right now here in Michigan. This is getting beyond me even. This is bigger than me. I am sick of I cannot believe this is happening to me. And everyone he works with knows he's dating me. Like, he calls, FaceTime. I've seen them outside of his workplace. Like, what do you guys... I need some honesty up in this bitch. For the love of God. So this is his sergeant, and he's a regular officer. In case you think the depravity could get any worse, no one is immune to these kind of behaviors, being the victim or the perpetrator. That's what I've learned from being in this relationship. We got it. We got the photo. Again, I want to wake up to that. You're extremely kind, and I would like to wake up to next to you. I'm a crazy sleeper, yelling, blah, blah, bring it. I'm here for. Ask me what color my undergarments are. I don't wear any Ghost Rider. I don't know why autocorrect said it, and I'm here for it. Your new nickname, T-Gray. What? Meow, are you pooping? No. Puzzle, actually. I'm actually trying to figure out, I don't know where he is right now. What house he's at. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. By yourself? You're very cute. What meds? Took Motrin and Tylenol PN. Are you sick? Yeah, I probably had COVID, blah, 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 blah. How do you feel? Something tells me I have a headache this morning. A little. What did I send you? You don't remember? You didn't say anything too crazy. It's fine, but you and lap dance. What? Extremely attractive. You haven't blocked my number yet. No. So I may be going out with Marines this eve. I apologize in advance. You're the perfect specimen. What? Trying to be a part. Don't know who you're with. My apologies for the snap. Okay, so now I have Snapchat that is, beyond my reach. That God only knows what's on Snapchat. Okay, we are on Saturday, February 10th of this freaking year. Look at the time difference. Thursday, November 9. So heart emoji out of nowhere. My boo, my goodness, you look amazing. So there must be some Snapchat thing going on, or they saw each other in person. I should be out by midnight if you need a sober driver. Okay, shut up. Talking about stupid ass horses. Nobody gives a crap. He's been injured. Okay. Talking about other people. Sorry. I'm with Mama Bear. Okay. Tell her you're my future ex-husband. Told her we're living together already. This is like a joke. She was excited about that. She knows your number. I told her. So I put it. You're hot. Stop it. Stalk you later. Think I'm joking. See, like this seems like a joke. Like kind of look at this text. I can't even repeat that. This is August 23rd. This is like a month ago. I am very bothered by the last text message that you guys might have seen, because that is indicating that they have had obviously oral, and I need to have this confirmed that it's not a joke and that I'm not overreacting. Like, I just need somebody to call me.
Hey, bro. What? Oh, my God!
This isn't just any kind of betrayal. This man is playing in the big leagues. Not only does he have his partner at home, but he's also chasing after his boss. And let's not kid ourselves, a police officer getting involved with his boss isn't a coincidence. That smells like strategy. The guy is aiming for a promotion in every sense of the word, while you're at home being the woman of the house. Sister, get out of there before this consumes you. As if that weren't enough, you're a nurse and he's a police officer. A terrible combination for building a healthy relationship. Both of you have impossible schedules and exhausting jobs, which already makes things difficult. But here, the dynamic goes even further. The boss isn't just exercising her authority at the office, but also in his personal life. And for those who think only men cheat at work, this is proof that depravity knows no gender or hierarchy. Get out of there, because this ship has been sinking for a while.
We did confirm that this sergeant is currently in a relationship with a man. Also cheating on him with my boyfriend. They're both cheating together. Cute. Love that for you guys. Match made in heaven. Match made in law enforcement heaven. It doesn't get any more police than this, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Just got off the phone with Reese. He is in the area. He's going to stop by to eat something, and I'm pretty sure he asked me to like get something out. Oh my gosh. Pepsi's, get the Pepsi Zeros in the fridge. I was like, sure, yeah. I'll do that because I'm a nice girlfriend. Well, you're out eating out your sergeant. I mean, I'll tell it like it is, bitch. Because my car is still in the shop. I'm really hoping it's done by business hours and he will be at work until midnight. It's currently 1 p.m. almost. And I'm hoping that the car will be done. They close at 7. So I got plenty of time for that guy to call me, say my car's done. I just have to keep my cool because I think I'm going to be interacting with him here shortly in a few minutes. And then I don't know if I'm going to address this when I have to leave and I have to work the next couple days. And I am feeling like I might have heart palpitations already. So I think I'm going to need to calm down a little bit. He's here, just pulled up in the cruiser. I gotta keep my cool. I'm waiting for my laundry to dry, but honestly, I'm about to pull it out and say, please take me, because my car's done. Take me to that mother effing car mechanic in your cop cruiser. Maybe I'll hop on the radio and call out the sergeant. That would be... I'm literally going crazy right now. Why is he sitting in the car? Typing a report. Probably deleting all your texts off your phone.
Do your stuff.
Can you take me?
Yep. No. Can you take my truck?
Yeah. To the police department?
Please?
Yeah.
Right now, though.
Okay. He's in the car panicking. Okay, where are we going? You want me to go first? Speeding off. Speed demon. So I'm driving his truck back to the police department so then we can leave it here, leave it there, and then he's going to take me in his cruiser to the tow truck or the mechanic. I did bring it up in a calm manner and I asked him to put his cruiser away for the safety of both of us. I mean, honestly, you know, like his body was reacting, like sweating profusely. Deny. Annie, what? What are you talking about? I never did anything with her. I've never seen her outside. I'm like, okay. Oh my gosh. Is that Reese with his sirens on? I'm going to freak out. No, it's not. It's one of his comrades. I'm like, he's probably going to pull me over. I'm almost there. I will say he did put on quite a performance. He like kneeled down because I was like crouching to get my water bottle. Kneeled down and called me every single name, all my like pet names. Not my pet names, my nicknames. Not like honey, baby, sweetie. Like not doing that, but Nettie, Annie, Net. Like, Annie, I never did that. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I'm like, showed him the text message. I'm like, dude, why was it AI that did this? Was it RoboCop? Ha. Pun intended. Can I put it in the back? Oh my gosh.
30 people sit back there.
Fear unit first dash responding on event 1. Mail it shaking, not responding. Repeat the read.
Here we have a textbook case of Happy the Four of Us. The sergeant is also married, and not just that, she's his boss. Classic office affair, but this time with uniforms involved. The situation gets more complicated because, as the wife of a police officer, everyone knows you, and that's already a disadvantage. But if you add to that the fact that his other woman has some level of authority over him, things only get worse. The most shocking part is that this woman has been with her partner for 4 years, and she's just now finding out about all of this. And the irony of it all? She discovered it because the guy gave her his computer password. There's no bigger sign of trust than that, but look how it backfired. In a way, fate put those messages right in front of her, and what she found was far from pretty. The cherry on top is that he tries to deny everything with tears and sweet words, but we all know how that ends. When the evidence is right there on the table, denying it only makes you look more guilty. This guy went for the classic deny strategy until the very end. But the act fell apart. You don't have to be a detective to see that this story is as clear as day.
Hear that? It's the winds of change. Name the movie. So today is Saturday. All of my videos were taped on Tuesday, September 17th, a few days ago. And I did not post them till yesterday, Friday, the 20th, because I worked Wednesday, Thursday, I worked 12-hour shifts, and I was like, obviously in like shock and awe, and didn't have the guts to post them. I also was like, just like, this is so stupid. This is kind of embarrassing. And now I'm like, I am so grateful that I posted them because it reached the right audience. And I am feeling very validated by everybody reaching out to me, and hearing some other people's stories is just like, I mean, the behavior of some of these people is just asinine. And anyway, so I have not spoken to Reese since Tuesday when he dropped me off at the mechanic, like it's shown in my last video, but he did text me this morning at 7 in the morning and said, please don't respond. I'll give blank, a mutual friend, your coffee grinder. I'll cancel your ticket at the airport. Because him and I don't want anyone hearing me. Him and I have had plans to go to a wedding in Colorado for his friend. He's a groomsman in a wedding in Colorado. We were going to fly out of Grand Rapids on Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday. And it really sucks. I was looking forward to it. But what can you do? I mean, part of me wishes I didn't find out until after, because I was really looking forward to that trip. But I'm like, I'm thinking about going somewhere by myself because I have like 4 days off in a row. Anyway, this has been a journey. Holy crap.
Quite a journey, both literally and emotionally. 4 years of a relationship went straight to the trash because of infidelity. I'm not going to defend the man, because what he did is indefensible. The most ironic part is that he was the one who gave her his computer password. Brother, if you've got something to hide, at least don't hand her the rope to hang you with. She logged in, checked the messages, and uncovered the whole show. The cherry on top is the sergeant, who's got her own issues. She's also married, but that didn't stop her. This isn't just an affair. It's a potential workplace scandal. Imagine what's going to happen when the sergeant's husband finds out that his wife is exercising her authority at the office with one of her subordinates. And if the wife has already posted the guy's picture online, the sergeant's husband is probably already piecing the puzzle together. For years, and it all crumbled in a matter of days. Tell me in the comments what you think of this story, because this time, not even the most creative excuses in the world can justify it. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, here are some questions for you. Do you think the sergeant could get in trouble because of these videos? What do you think about what this woman did? Does she have the right to read her husband's messages? I hope you enjoyed the video. Here are 2 more videos with some pretty interesting divorce stories. If you like our content, we invite you to turn on notifications. We upload videos daily, so you won't miss the next episode of The Wall.